Thank you very much, General. I have a series of questions that are posed to each nominee. Please respond appropriately. Have you adhered to applicable laws and regulations governing conflicts of interest?
I have, Senator.
Have you assumed any duties or taken any actions that would appear to presume the outcome of the confirmation process?
No, Senator.
Exercising our legislative and oversight responsibilities makes it important that this committee, its subcommittees, and other appropriate committees of Congress receive testimonies, briefings, reports, records, and other information from the executive branch on a timely basis. Do you agree, if confirmed, to appear and testify before this committee when requested?
I do, Senator.
Do you agree, when asked before this committee, to give your personal views, even if your views differ from the administration?
I do, Senator.
Do you agree to provide records, documents, and electronic communications in a timely manner when requested by this committee, its subcommittees, or other appropriate committees of Congress, and to consult with the requester regarding the basis of any good faith delay or denial in providing such records?
I do.
Will you ensure that your staff complies with deadlines established by this committee for the production of reports, records, and other information, including timely responding to hearing questions for the record?
I will.
Will you cooperate in providing witnesses and briefers in response to congressional requests?
I will.
Will those witnesses and briefers be protected from reprisal for their testimony or briefings?
They will.
Thank you very much, General. As I mentioned in my opening statement, General, the Air Force plans to reduce a substantial number of aircraft, and included in these aircraft are intelligence and reconnaissance systems, and they include AWACS, JSTARS, U-2, and Global Hawk. Do you and the Air Force have a sufficient capability to support combatant commanders for ISR with the requirement of all these systems before replacement capability is online?
Mr. Chairman, first, thank you for that question. This is probably one of the more vexing ones that we face as we try and balance the readiness today with the readiness tomorrow. With respect to the capabilities that we currently have to do ISR, ground moving target indicators, air moving target indications, we're finding that those platforms have served us well in the past, but they're decreasing in their relevance. And so as we transition to move to those platforms and systems that will be more relevant into the future, we are working to ensure that those that we retain, we keep as ready as possible. As they continue to age, we need to understand which of those we need to divest, because the cost of just keeping them flying or operating, combined with their decreased relevance, actually decreases our ability to deter and defeat into the future. So going into the future, as we develop those capabilities and the systems in the future, we will work with this body, and if I'm confirmed, I will pledge to commit to working with that responsible transition to maintain deterrence and readiness today as we transition to the systems of tomorrow.
A related aspect to this question is that many of these ISR platforms are drones that are operated on the ground. And years ago, we requested, then required the Air Force to include non-officer pilots. The model that we hoped to build on was the model of the Army helicopters and warrant officers. We have had a legislative proposal this year to eliminate the mandate, but it makes sense to me to develop a class of operators, whether they be senior non-commissioned officers or warrant officers, that can fly these aircraft, specialize in these aircraft, not be diverted to professional schools as a commissioned officer would. Do you have any views, and would you continue to pursue this effort?
Mr. Chairman, I think that's an important question for a couple of reasons. First of all, we certainly respect the effort that we have taken in order to integrate enlisted pilots into our remotely piloted aircraft. The manner in which we did it was through our RQ-4 fleet. And with the diminishing number of that fleet, we had an increasingly decreasing size of that career field. And so therefore, as the career field shrank, it left less and less opportunities for our enlisted aviators to have a path to promotion. However, to your point about having sort of a technical track or a warrant officer equivalent, I would say that as we look to the future, one of the things we need to do in our force design is to optimize our ability to put the right airmen in the right weapon system and the right system to ensure that we can continue to dominate into the future. As we look at those force designs, our human capital is one of those things we will evaluate. And as we look to those human-machine teamings and the future of manned, unmanned platforms, we will certainly look at that as part of our human capital and force design as to what makes sense. I look forward to working this body if I'm confirmed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me now